Welcome, Warriors, back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. Welcome and shout out and hello to all the Warriors of Warriorsville. I know we're growing in numbers as days go on. Continue with your journey. Continue with all the great things you're doing. And I had some great comments again. Again, I want to shout out to OGAirmaxes. Excellent comments. Continue. Please participate. As you go along, and any kind of comments, feedback that you want to give is greatly welcomed. I appreciate 5D, all the people making comments. And if I missed you, I apologize. But you guys are all doing a great job of helping me out, trying to get information out there to make things better and to try to give us some information to people who need it. So I'm going to comment on a comment from OGAirmaxes talking about age and how age impacts retention and those type of things. So first, before we do that, please go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, donate if you feel your heart is. We're going through a lot of tough times, so I am not expecting donations, but if you guys feel like you want to do that, that's wonderful. More importantly to me is that we all kind of give prayers to each other, energy, trying to make sure that we have the information and making the right decisions and doing things. And as we become more prosperous, as we will do, because I believe that from the Lord, we will become more prosperous, then all those things will fall into place. And if you do feel like your heart wants to do that, please go ahead, but it's not expected at all. So I'm very grateful for anything that we end up getting, and a lot of good people that have donated, and a lot of good people that have subscribed. All right, now back to the comment, back to the information that's important. So when we focus on this comment, she was commenting how her dad was talking about how it's important to go ahead and look at age as being a number. And the dad is totally correct. Totally correct. That age is only a number. Let's explain this in terms of retention and of age. Because we talk about this, I'm at 60 years old right now. Now, I feel better now than I did at 25 years old. And though you may not show it as much, obviously, as time goes on, as we'll talk about in a second, the way you feel and act keeps you younger. And I deal with a lot of young people all day, so that's also helping me. But let's examine that for a second. So no matter if you're 10 years old, 20 years old, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, you have the ability inside of you to regenerate. And those type of things occur to you when you're at full strength. What do I mean by full strength? Well, you have all your energy. This is not, you're retaining. You're the fact that you have the ability to become younger. Now, because of gravity, because of all the things working against us, you're not going to be perfect. You're going to eventually get old. Even the priests and the monks in Tibet, they eventually got old. Now, the myth, the idea is that they lived many hundreds of years. Now, I know in the Bible they talk about people living to 120, 130. And in the Bible, early in the Old Testament, talking about a lot older than that. I'm not sure. I'm going to try to live as long as I can. But there's no doubt to me that these type of things that we're talking about with retention and the benefits allow a person to live a happier, more prosperous, and healthier life, which means they will continue to grow and live a long life. As I said, I am better now. I feel better now at 60 than I did at 25. Now, at 25, I was eating a lot of junk food, a lot of bad habits, and those type of things with the preservatives we have in foods now, all the types of things that around us, and all the things that are in the air, and all the things that we experience. It's no wonder people get sick a lot more. Now, they live longer, obviously, because of technology and the health, innovations, things have happened. But the quality of life is what the important thing is. You can live until you're 90, 95, 100 years old, but what's the quality of life at that point? Now, my estimation, this is just my estimation, I believe retention is a key element in age. Because as you get older, and you're going to end up losing testosterone if you're a male, you're going to lose testosterone, they say, every 10 years. But the key, guys, is not to just have supplements, which I think certain people do, but the idea is to keep your energy. This is not something they're not talking about a lot. They're saying add supplements here, add this and those can be helpful, especially if people have trouble. But you're talking about people, a lot of people now at young ages, 20 years old, having dysfunctional erectile dysfunctions and things like this. And guys, this is unbelievable to me. That's only because they're losing energy at such a rapid pace, they're not being able to reproduce it fast enough. And when you're at 50 or 60, that happens. Well, you're gonna suffer, in my opinion, a lot of heartache, a lot of injuries, a lot of health problems, both mentally and physically. So a key, guys, is to all of this is to keep your energy, of course. And you do that no matter how age you're at, you're going to build testosterone. Now, the key is not to lose your testosterone and to keep that. And women, keeping your estrogen, keeping the testosterone you're getting as well, those things are important. But the whole idea is the fact that we as people, we are evolving. And as evolving, you're going to get older. There's no doubt about that. But how much can you stave off the old age? And do you want to? There's some people who don't want to live past a certain age. And the reason why is because all of a sudden all their friends have passed away, all their other people passed away, and so they start looking like their husbands and wives, and they start getting older because they figure this is the way life should be. Well, I don't believe that. I believe you can live a long, long life. Now, the quality of life is also very important, but when you're talking about trying to, conserve your energy, keep those nutrients, doesn't it make a lot of sense that you would be stronger because you've kept your nutrients within you? Now, did I lose a lot of this because I was ignorant, unaware of all this, the importance of this early on? I couldn't control it? Yes. So some of you in your 20s and 30s have a huge advantage that you don't realize. But a lot of people, because of the way the world is, they're not using the information the right way. They're letting their energy go and all this kind of stuff, and they're becoming weaker. You got ads talking about losing energy at the same time, or twice, 3 times a day, 4 times a day, like it's some sort of great thing. And I just kind of, I get angry at some of these type of things I'm seeing because I fell for a lot of that stuff. Not realizing the energy inside of you is important. And when you look at how the world a lot of times fools people, this is one more example where life is not the way it seems to be. And you have to kind of look at what happens to you when you stop doing this stuff. And in my case, what happened to me is that I got unbelievable benefits, and I'm back to neutralizing myself the way I was, normalizing myself to the way I was when I was a 10, 11-year-old child, and going a teenager. And I feel that same way. Now, am I looking older? Of course. We all end up looking older. However, how much older and how fast you get older is the key. And if you stay active and you do the things we're talking about with the benefits, and you're transmuting energy all through your body into things you're doing, you're going to be a high productive person no matter if you're 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. Like I said, I know people that are owning hotels at 98 years old and they're still active. because they don't believe in the fallacy that as you get older, you have to do less. In fact, they end up doing more. And this, once again, goes against the nature of what people have been telling us in society. I always go back to that crazy Willy Wonka movie my kids used to watch. And these parents have been sitting in bed for 12 years, and now they can't move because their body, their bones are so stuck, and they got so much, lack of energy that they can't even move their own bones. Atrophy. They can't move them. And this is what's going to happen if you don't use your energy in the proper way. If you sit and watch that TV set all day long, or you sit and play on the phone all day long, and you're not active, this is what's going to happen to you as well. Now, I'm not talking about 1%. I'm talking about those who are not subscribed, part of the club, that see this for the first time and wondering, what is this guy talking about, and why is this important? And why is he saying things that's totally against what I'm hearing elsewhere? Well, in my opinion, they're trying to make men and women weak. And there's a lot of things you see, whether it's the type of foods we have, the temptation with sugar, the temptation with gambling and drugs, all these type of things is to make people weaker and make them easier to control. And so you don't want to get to that point of doing that. You want to be your own person, your own woman, your own man. You don't want to fall into patterns of being controlled by other things and become addicted. And if you're addicted to things, you're easily controlled, because people know how to get to you, and they know how to, say to you, well, you can't control yourself here, and so now you have to give to us, give whatever they want you to do. This is why you have to stand up and take control yourself first. And I don't care what age you're at, you have to start now. Start today. Start today and say, look, I'm going to go on a long streak. I'm going to try to streak. Let's try 10 days first. Let's try 15 days. Let's go ahead and do a challenge. Let's see if you can try to get to a certain point of saying, this is not that important in my life anymore. And I know that I failed many times doing that. But you got to keep trying, because the benefits are so good and they're so long-lasting that you've got to keep with it. It doesn't serve any purpose to try to change it and do something else. Go back to the way you were. Because what you want to be is somebody who is well-focused, doing great things, outstanding energy, attractive person who's succeeding in things, and you want to be able to accomplish the goals and things you want. You have some drive, you have some energy, you have some purpose in life. Those things come from the fact that you're saving your energy, you're not wasting your energy. And so age, my friends, has got very little to do with retention when it comes to, is a person older struggling more with retention than a person younger? That's got nothing to do with that part of retention. What it does do is that age doesn't make any difference at all to the retaining person. Yes, I threw away 40 years when I should have been retaining a lot more. I had bits of success, but nothing the way it should have been. So I regret that to a large extent. I wish I would have been able to do a lot of this when I was 20. But it's very difficult to control this when you're 20, 30, 40. When you have a high drive, it's very difficult to transmute it. But now that I'm in that ballpark, and I'm in a different game, different league, minor leagues compared to now major leagues, all of a sudden now I'm seeing a whole different set of things happening to me that never happened before. And that's why no matter what age you're at, age is just a number. What you're really counting is whether you're retaining, whether you're staying away from all these temptations that are surrounding you, and whether you're keeping your energy and not losing your energy. That is what's really crucial in the long run. All right, so once again, another shout out to OGAirmaxes. Thank you for your comments. Another good question talking about age and how relative that is to retention, and does it make a different impact as you're getting older? And so the answer really is that age is just a number, but you want to continue to retain, because as you get older, you do lose testosterone, and you want to make sure that you're not hurting yourself by losing too much of it, instead of using it for the only purpose you really should be, and that's procreating. All right, until next time, my friends, battle on!